dawn, the gods walked down under Fránangrsfoss. The roar of water slamming against water was deafening. The air was misty with whirling and drifting spray. The gods stared around them and the whole world looked oyster and ivory and grey. Then Thor took one end of the net and motioning to the others to stay where they were, waded across the water. So the gods began to drag the river, and the salmon swam downstream in front of them. After a time, wily Loki found a safe place where the water sluiced between two slimy boulders, and he nestled there, so that the net only scraped his back and did not snare him. When the gods brought up the net, there was nothing in it. They were all sure, though, that they had felt something alive in the water. They decided to try again, and this time they used stones to weight the bottom of the dragnet, so that nothing could swim under it. Now the gods made their way back to the base of Fránangrsfoss, Thor on one side and all the rest on the other, and dropped the net into the water. Once more Loki swam ahead of them as they dragged the river, but this time there was no safety on the riverbed. He had no choice but to hurry on downstream. When Loki saw that the gods meant to drag the tumbling river right down to the shallows where it opened onto the sea, he turned round to face the net. He arched his back and with all his strength sprang into the air and right over it. God shouted and pointed at the salmon shining in the sunlight. They hurried back up to Fránangrsfoss, and there they argued about how to catch it. Each god had his own idea, but in the end they bowed to Æsir. He said they should split into two groups, one on either bank, all except Thor, who was to wait in midstream just behind the net. Now the gods began to drag the river for a third time as before. Loki swam downstream some way in front of them. He knew that only two choices were open to him: to squirm and jump across the long stretch of shallows into the sea, or to turn and leap over the dragnet again. He thought the gods might catch him before he reached the safety of deep water, and so he turned, arched his back into a rainbow, and sprang into the air. The salmon flashed in the sunlight and jumped clear of the net. Then Thor groped and clutched at it, and the salmon slithered through his hands. Thor held on and tightened his grip. He squeezed and stayed the slippery salmon by its tail. It writhed and it twisted, but it could not escape. Loki was caught at last, and he knew it. After Baldur's death, not one of the gods would stain Gladshine by spilling Loki's blood. But there was nothing holy about the barren ground of Midgard, and they were all eager to take vengeance on him. While Thor and one group of gods led Loki into a twilit cave, a dismal cavern belonging to bats and ticking with the drips of water from stalactites. The other party went off in pursuit of Loki's two sons, Vali and Narfi. They changed Vali into a wolf. At once he leaped at his brother and sunk his teeth into his throat. He ripped Narvi's body apart before bounding away, howling toward Jotunheim. The gods took over where Vali had left off. They drew out Narvi's entrails and made their way to the cave. Loki's faithful wife, Sigyn, went with them, sorrowing over the fate of her two sons, the fate of her husband. Loki was thrown to the ground. He lay still. He looked at nobody and said nothing. Then the gods took 3 slabs of rock, stood them on end, and bored a hole through each of them. They stretched Loki over them, unwound Narvi's entrails, and bound him with the gut of his own son, as no one had ever been bound before. They trussed Loki's shoulders to one slab, twisting the gut round his body under his armpits. They strapped Loki's loins to one slab, winding the gut round and round his hips. They clamped Loki's kneecaps to one slab, tying the gut round his legs. And no sooner was Loki bound than the entrails of his son became as hard as iron. Then Skaði carried a vile snake into the cave. She fastened it to a stalactite high up in the darkness, so that its venom would drip straight onto Loki's face. For all his wiles and wit, there was nothing Loki could do. He lay still. He looked at nobody and said nothing. Then the gods left Loki there, no longer flushed but heavy-hearted and sorrowing. They left him to his fate and to faithful Sigyn. Sigyn and Loki wait in the damp twilit cave, listening to the eerie echoes of each drip, the sound of the silence, the sound of their own breathing. Sigyn holds a wooden bowl over Loki's face, and slowly it fills with the snake's venom. When it is brimming, Sigyn carries the bowl away and empties it into a rock basin, a fermenting pool of poison. Loki is left unguarded, the screws up his eyes. The snake does not wait, its venom splashes onto Loki's face, and in torment he shudders and writhes. He cannot escape, and the whole earth quakes. Loki lies bound.